Hello to all the Web3 enthusiasts out there. This is Max speaking, and welcome to the new episode of Synopsis. Please meet our today's guest, Chen, co-founder and CEO of Injective. So, here again for the second time at Synopsis. Welcome, Eric. How are you today?
Good. Thanks so much for having me, Maxim.
Yeah, always a pleasure. And it's been about a year since we met here last time. It was in 2024, so we skipped the entire 2025, and today gonna cover several interesting topics that happened then and what's in store for 2026. There is not any specific vector for discussion, just a bunch of questions about this and that. And if you don't mind, let's get straight to the action.
Absolutely. Let's jump right in.
Uh, well, um, First of all, of course, can you catch us up on Injective since you were last on the show in 2024? What's been going on in 2025, and what is the most remarkable, what happened from your opinion with Injective?
Yeah, so a lot of very exciting things have happened throughout 2025. Those who haven't been keeping up with Injective. So first of all, I think to date, the overall Injective exchange application volumes have surpassed $75 billion. And throughout 2025, there were a lot of very exciting product launches. Like for example, one of the most important milestone for a chain has been the multi-VM launch. So now, not only does Injective have Cosmosm, it also has a Ethereum virtual machine for any type of EVM dApps to deploy in parallel as a parallel environment. And on top of that, one of the most buzzing success looking back was iAssets, which has been generating billions and billions of dollars of volume for the overall ecosystem, and it's been one of the most exciting product that everyone loves trading on, especially given the market sentiment shift of a little bit into all the exciting opportunities within the traditional financial market. And then on top of that, there's just been countless extremely exciting product launches like iBuild, where a lot of community members have built extremely exciting dApps and applications on top of Injective. I actually recently just tried iBuild and built quite a few very exciting dApps myself just to showcase. And a lot of community members are also building and launching very exciting dApps on top of Injective, even to this day. And looking forward to 2026, there's been even more excitement on like new products that we're cooking up, and also a lot of very exciting, RWA related initiatives that are releasing, and then also a lot of things to look forward to as well.
Great intro, and so many big things have happened and keep on happening. So non-stop building, and of course we'll dive deeper into at least some of them during today's podcast. And let's continue with some amazing numbers, I would say. Perpetual futures started in 2025 at around 350 billion US dollars in monthly volume and are now consistently over $1 trillion. So that's huge. What do you think unlocked this growth, and how much further can Perps realistically scale from here?
Yeah, so I think really what's interesting about like perpetual futures these days is just the prevalence of it. So not only has perpetual futures been a very exciting instrument for any type of crypto related trading, and for anyone to like hedge on their exposure on the spot underlying, but also a very capital efficient leverage exposure towards any type of crypto asset. It's also been a very efficient instrument for different types of users, with especially with the exploration of incorporating stocks and commodities and different types of like forexes even, that has gained like significant popularity. So I think that's a huge contributor towards why there's been so much of volume and activity. And I think on top of that, there's just been a lot of buzzing excitement around perp dexes, on people embracing like kind of like this new primitive that's been experimenting for the past years. Um, And I think the general market sentiment and then also like the general participation base within crypto has just in general matured a lot more. So therefore, you're seeing a lot of users kind of getting more and more familiarized and more comfortable with like risk management and kind of partaking or replacing their spot activity with perp activity, understanding the risks and kind of exercising their investment thesis via perps.
Well, sounds great. Thank you. And one more thing about huge numbers. So, Injective's I assets reached about $6.2 billion in trading volume in 2025. What do you see as the main drivers behind that growth, and how does I assets fit into your broader vision for bringing more real world and synthetic assets on chain over the next few years?
Yeah, so I think IS has certainly been a very exciting success story for the injective ecosystem. Um, Basically, like one of the most interesting part about IS is that it unlocks like kind of exposure to this trillion-dollar financial industry and all the product that comes with it, multi-trillion to say the least. And a lot of users are kind of finding it more expensive or finding a lot more capital inefficient when they're trying to access these sort of markets in a traditional way, and found crypto rail to be an exciting and a lot more cost efficient and a lot cheaper and a lot more direct access to these type of like markets. And the growth of IS obviously on Injective has like showcased that thesis. And what we're seeing in 2026 and what we're planning on doing is to really put that into turbocharge. So IS essentially started off as like an experimental product in roughly like the middle of 2025, and it's been doing wonders in terms of volume and activity, and bring in net new users for the ecosystem. So what we're going to be doing in 2026 is to really bring the infrastructure in front of everyone, abstract away the blockchain, and turn it into a truly user-facing, consumer-facing investment application. And this means that for 2026 and forward, we know that the IASA product works. We know that with that comes with a lot more RWA and tokenization opportunities. And well, we have a very, very exciting product actually launching in the coming weeks to basically bring this type of product to the mainstream audience.
Well, sounds like a big thing, and everyone should put notes on. And yeah, it's as you said, it's really awesome to see more and more people getting on board, finding Web3 exciting, and of course, everyone is paying a specific attention towards institutions getting on board. And we will speak about it today for sure, but a little bit later. And what I want to discuss right now is a small block of the recent news, I would say. So recently, Injective introduced the INJ Supply Squeeze. How do you expect this new monetary framework to impact the ING's role in the ecosystem and the behavior of both traders and long-term holders over the next cycle?
Yeah. So I think the name kind of speaks for itself. It's a supply squeeze. It like adds into the deflationary thesis for the overall injective ecosystem. And I think what's truly exciting is you're going to see kind of like the inflationary and like deflationary effect of the ecosystem via the buyback, and then also the revenue that comes through blockchain. Given Injective's roughly like 8-figure plus revenue that comes through the ecosystem annually, with the supply squeeze is going to really turbocharge the ecosystem into like the next stage of the evolution. And with the drop in terms of like maximum inflation numbers and also the maximum like staking APR, it really brings Injective as an ecosystem in line with like all the other major players and all the other mature token economic players.
Wow, sounds awesome. Thank you. And one more remarkable news that came around. So, Korea University's Blockchain Research Institute recently joined Injective as a validator and research partner. How do you see collaborations like this shaping Injective's roadmap in Korea and the broader Asia region?
I think Ninja Labs has been doing wonders in terms of growing within the Korea region and also like the greater Asia region. So one of their most uh, how do I put it, like most impressive work, or one that like people kind of know about it the most is via this Korea University partnership, and by having this prestigious university joining in as a validator and engaging with all the academics. This allows Injective to always stay at the forefront of research and always be on top of all the latest and greatest innovations happening within blockchain technology, within any type of like financial technology, and allows us to basically be on the forefront of any type of innovation happen in Korea and more importantly in the entirety of Asia.
Awesome. And yeah, once again, it's a very prestigious, I would say, partnership. And as I said, one of the most remarkable things I've put a note on, because this is one of the best examples of bridging the real world and traditional aspects of it with the Web3 industry. And it's a great step forward for the mass adoption everyone is speaking about. So sounds really great. Well, and a short question in between of two blocks, I would say. We cannot but put it in here. So could you please tell us how are you thinking about AI when it comes to creating new injective products, increasing productivity and boosting developer efficiency?
So I think like this whole discussion is really what kind of like made iBuild, or is it like the underpinning thesis behind iBuild as a product? AI, or any sort of like LLM certainly boosts productivity by a significant margin for any type of developer or any level of developer. And it actually also introduces, kind of like very, very junior or like people that are just getting into like kind of software development to turbocharge their capabilities and allow them to achieve things that they couldn't do before, and more importantly, really like turbocharge their development timeline. But obviously, with that comes a lot of risk, and especially when it comes to like smart contract development and any type of like financial related like development or anything that has like value at stake. This creates a major problem. And as a matter of fact, Claude. Anthropic actually did a research and tried to use their LLM to like just automatically detect the security vulnerabilities in like smart contracts and actually white hatted like millions of dollars on like existing dApps. So with that in mind, the way like iBuild is designed and works is, Injective has a lot of these basically like built-in modules and plug-and-play modules that allows you to securely incorporate these type of modules to create this type of financial products that you want. And what that enables is that not only you get to have the productivity boost from like LM, you also get to just use these type of like secure modules that are already predefined that allows you to parameterize in a safe way to just iterate out of the box. So not only you get to have the kind of iteration speed, abstracting away all the complexities with the help of LM, you also don't run into the risk in your typical like app development when it comes to writing the smart contract, when it comes to deploying a smart contract without audit, because you're using these type of like pre-built modules that are already predefined for you, that already has all these safety features and risk features, so that users can instantly go to market without having to worry about the critical part of their product or critical parts of their protocol being at risk of like security vulnerabilities. And I think that is the perfect kind of breeding ground for like exciting new dApps and exciting new products to be built. And as a matter of fact, once iBuild is launched, I've just been continuously iterating on quite a few products I've been working on. Actually, burned a lot, like a lot more like API credits that I'm proud of. Just like grinding away a lot of the different like very new products, and obviously with the co-work and a lot of the like the injective skills that we actually launched alongside with Cloud Co-work, this is going to be turbocharged to the next phase.
Wow. Thanks for sharing the vision and pretty much detailed answer for such a small intermediate question. So thanks for that. And finally we came up to the institutions. Well, as promised. So they're finally here, and not a surprise for anyone. And could you please tell us what is Injective building specifically to accommodate institutions on the trading and building side of things?
Yeah, this is really great timing because in like a couple of weeks, actually, you're going to learn about like a very exciting collaboration that we're going to be doing, where it allows us to work with any type of institutions and work with like any type of like tokenization efforts and RWA efforts with like a lot of the major or all of the major institutions that to this day. And historically, we've built a permissions module, aka the RWA module, that allows any type of like institutional tokenization to happen on top of Injective in the most Injective native and bespoke possible way. And what this does is that it allows any type of institution to customize their compliance process and actually allow any type of like token from like any type of like traditional financial like compliance standards to be deployed on top of Injective. And with that comes quite a few like very exciting deployments, including Pineapple Financial, tune of I think 100 million here and there every week, every other week perhaps. And what was that? Basically, there's also like a lot of exciting launches of different types of stable coins, and then there's also like another very exciting like update within the Injective that we're also going to be announcing within the next couple of weeks about like a very exciting stablecoin native launch on top of Injective as well. And overall, institutions at a stage where they first, started experimenting with like low risk products, typically like treasury yield, T-bond yield. And they're also starting to like experiment with their own blockchain, with their own like stablecoin launches. And that type of innovation has historically been only happening on top of Ethereum, given that it's the kind of first platform for them to ever experiment. And what we're really excited to say is that Injective is going to be kind of like the de facto destination for any type of very intriguing financial products to be launched, and for any type of like exciting financial opportunities that are typically overlooked in the traditional financial market or inaccessible in the traditional financial market to be launched on Injective, and for Injective to be the de facto like kind of like ecosystem for these type of like advanced instruments.
Well, thanks for sharing, and you are quite good at dropping the really interesting teasers, I would say. So, well, for the next couple of weeks, as you said, we'll be keeping an eye on, especially with additional attention on what's going on. And well, in a few months after, I hope we'll meet here again, not to skip the year, and discuss which big things have been achieved so far. Well, and we came up to the pre-final question from our today kind of blitz interview. So I see that Injective has been quite active in the last few months, corresponding with regulators and legislators. What do you think is in the store for 2026 for the crypto industry in general?
Yeah, so I think that's a really really big step for Injective as a team, especially with the efforts from the Injective Foundation to work with the regulators to come up with like the best set of regulations for our entire industry. And I think for the past year we only started we only kind of dipped our toes into the process in 2025. And for 2026, it's really about like charging in full force, working with all the legislators, working with John from our team, to kind of engaging with Washington. And as a matter of fact, you're going to find out very soon that how much dedication we're putting into working with the Hills bringing crypto to the next stage of evolution.
Well, sounds awesome. Actually, nothing to add here. And well, we came up to the final part. As you might remember, at the end, we always ask our guests to share some piece of advice with our audience, but remembering your partnership with the Korea University, and as we mentioned, there is more and more fresh blood getting on board in the industry. Let's address to the, I would say, new specialists or people who are looking on Web3 as a new industry to start the career at. So what can you share as a piece of advice with these new people in the industry?
I think those who are joining, it's right now it's probably like the best possible time. You always, like the whole like Warren Buffett quote and whatever, it's like, you always want to be greedy when everyone else is fearful. You always want to be fearful when everyone else is greedy, and certainly like the crypto currently at the moment is the former. And you certainly want to be a part of a movement or an industry, especially something as cutting edge as crypto, when everyone has kind of like turned their attention somewhere else, because this is where you really have a strong foothold, really understand the industry, have ample of time and the opportunity to really stay focused on building out like a product. And then when people turn their eyes back, you already have such a incredible like advantage and such a a strong moat that like none of the newcomers from that point on will ever be able to outcompete you when all the attention comes back to this industry.
Wow, an amazing and an extremely positive ending. So for those who are getting on board, maximum inspiration from Eric, and for those who are already in, it's another reminder of that the industry is moving forward, and we're all here on purpose. And well, for today, that's pretty much it. As I said, a kind of a blitz interview with an attempt to catch so many aspects of what's going on. Well, hopefully we'll not skip this year and meet before 2027 to see which milestones have been achieved, and yeah, see what's going on next. And well, thanks for our audience also for watching us till the end, guys. I believe it was pretty insightful and interesting for everyone to watch. So thumbs up to see Eric in more episodes, and well, see you. Bye bye, everyone.